my creatives, and welcome to another video. So this time I am going to make a pen pal folder, but this is not just an ordinary pen pal folder. This is a pen pal folder for my best friend Mandy. You probably saw, if you did, and otherwise I would recommend you would go check that out, part 1 of this mail, which was an art journal page for her. And I will link that up in the eye for you so you can check that out. You will also see it at the end of the video when I put it in this mail. But that was part 1, and part 2 is the actual pen pal folder. So I have the AC Digitals kit all hard here from Crate Paper, and I'm using that, and I'm making a simple pen pal folder. So I have A4 sheets of paper because I live in Europe, and I printed off the papers and I chose mine, and now I'm going to do this very simple technique to make a folder, and that is by scoring it in half so you can fold it like a book. And I also score about 2 or 3 inches on the bottom so I can fold it inside, as you probably saw. But I really wanted to tell you the measurements, as people ask me a lot what the measurements are. Usually I do this on a, you know, how I feel what would look right, but with this folder type I usually take 2.5 or 3 inches or 2 inches for the folding the flap inside, if that made any sense. So now I'm going to back this paper up in the inside because I printed this digital kit. It is one-sided paper, so I just double it up, and because I didn't trim it really well, the edges were a bit meh, I used a little bit of washi tape. It gives a nice finishing touch, and I did this before I glued the flap down on the inside, so I wouldn't have a struggle with putting the washi tape all around my sides. So I was planning on also doing this on the top, but then I finished my roll of washi. So I just had enough. I also had to use a little bit of glue because there was a bit of the carton roll on the washi tape. So yay for using up another washi tape roll. And I'm just going to use this washi tape to finish off the edges, and I'm going to cut off the excess part. So if you missed the story behind this mail, that is okay. I also tell a little bit about it in the first video. But my best friend is going through a very rough time, and I wanted to cheer her up a little bit, and I wanted to send her something that would make her happy, but also remind her that there is still good in life, if you know what I mean. So I wanted to make this little folder to inspire her and to give her a little pick-me-up. So in the art journal page that I made, I used these flowers from the Bloom collection, and of course I added also a bunch of these flowers for her to use because I know she would love them. I already saw some of her bullet journal pages, and she used the flowers, and they are absolutely amazing. So I'm so happy she sent me those photos to show me what she did with the goodies that I sent. But I just took a clear plastic bag. I bought it off Aliexpress like forever ago, and I thought the flower bag would fit the theme. So I put in a bunch of flowers, like a whole lot of flowers, and I'm just going to stick that together, and then I will put more die cuts in this second bag that has dots on it. So I just go through my basket of die cuts. These are all hand cut, by the way, because I use the AC Digitals kit, and you get tons and tons of elements and die cuts, but you have to hand cut them, or if you have a silhouette or cricket you can use that, but I don't. So I spend evenings on the couch cutting digital kits, which I really enjoy because sometimes after work I want to be a bit crafty, but I don't want to do a lot, so then I just go fussy cutting. So now for the front of this folder, I am going to use this scrap of paper to add as a decoration, and I will use a doily because I really love the look of doilies. And I will fold it in the middle, so both sides of this folder have have a doily on there. And I don't know if you noticed how I glued my pocket down. I'm sorry that I didn't go over that when it was happening. I was distracted by my story. But I just glued the two sides together on the inside. It's the easiest folder ever, and you can make so much variations on this with different papers and different collections, and it's a fun little thing to send. So now onto the scrap. I thought it was a bit too harsh to just put a strip on there, so I turned it into a fishtail flag on both sides. And I just hand cut this. So I cut first in the middle of the paper, or I eyeball the middle of the paper, and then I cut from the corners to the middle to turn it into a little fishtail banner. And now I'm going to glue this to my cover so that the back also has a bit of prettiness on there, because usually I don't do a lot of decorating on the back, but I want it to look a little bit pretty. So now I'm taking some thickers. I love these stickers. I think these are one of my favorites, and I'm just going to spell out hi Mandy because that's her name and I wanted to say hello. And now the fuzzy part of this is coming, and also why this video is so long. So you have those days that you know exactly what you want to do and it works out all perfect. And then there are days that you just keep fussing around with your embellishments and it just doesn't look like you wanted it to look. So I left all of this in for you so you can see that I also struggle sometimes and that it doesn't always come as magic to me. Because this was also the first time that I was working with this collection, so I had to get familiar with it, and I had a certain thing in my mind but it wasn't clear. So to achieve that look, I didn't really know how, because it wasn't looking like I wanted to, and then some would I got covered up too much of others, and then I found more pieces that I wanted to add that were perfect. So yeah, this is quite a big process for a front cover. Usually I don't take as long for a front cover of a book or of a pen pal folder or flip book, but yeah, this one took me quite some time. I mainly think it's because I wasn't familiar yet with the collection, and I don't have a feel for what is inside. So yeah, I was trying those things out. Then I saw this best friend heart. Of course it had to go on there because she is my best friend. So it was perfect to use it, because when would I use it? Next time I send her mail, but I don't know when I will send her mail again because she's not a snail mailer. So I just send this out as a little self-care package for fun, but she's not a snail mailer, so I will never send mail again, probably. Well, I will, because I love sending mail, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. I also wanted to add the good days ahead and the you are my favorite Polaroid, also because of the contrast, but I wanted to add the good days ahead as a positive reinforcement. Like, life is hard and we all struggle and it is challenging, but we always should believe that there are good things coming, even in the darkest of times. Sometimes we can't, that's also fine, but I wanted to give her this little positive thing, because it is true. Good days will come again. If you work hard and you are motivated and dedicated, you will get there. So yeah, I also wanted to add a bunch of flowers, because I know flowers make her really, really happy. She buys flowers for herself when she needs a little happy pick-me-up. So I wanted to add more flowers. But I wasn't happy with the clustering. So you will see me move stuff around a lot, change it up a lot, and then I finally commit to something that doesn't look like what I'm doing right now. So I hope you will enjoy that, and I will talk to you later when I have something to say about the process. So I finally finished my collage on the front cover. I told you it was a big process, but it was still something missing. So I doodled some black hearts on there. I thought it would fit the style of this collection, and it would be a finishing touch. Because it was still a bit bland, I don't know, it missed something. So I added a bunch of hearts and I doodled them on this page and I colored them in with my Faber Castell Pitt artist pen. And after that, there was still something missing. I don't know, there was still something missing. So I took a box and I took my Nuvo Mica Mist in antique gold and I splattered some gold splatters. And then I said, okay, now I'm done. Now it's enough. I need to stop. So this is the front cover, finally. Now I'm going to work on the inside. Of course, I'm going to add my little sticker on the back. I really enjoy doing that lately. In the past, I totally forgot that I had those stickers. So I really try to make an effort to add my sticker on the back. Because it's a fun little thing to say it was mine. I made it for you. And then the inside just went like a bliss. I went so fast. I don't know. The front cover was a big struggle. But on the inside, it was all coming to me naturally, like I knew. It was very weird, but like I said, I think it has to do with me getting familiar with the kit. So I wanted to add this Polaroid, difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations, and I wanted to tell her, girl, you got this. So that is what I added on the inside with some more flowers. I really, really love this collection. I really love this style. It makes me very happy. It also made me very happy to work with it. So I think you will see more of this collection on my channel. So now I'm going to write a little header, and it is in Dutch because she is Dutch. And it says, voor in je bullet journal. And that means for in your bullet journal. So that was weird. Speaking Dutch in between my English. I feel very awkward right now. But that is what it says. And I added some serifs to the lettering. I never did that before, I think. Or maybe far in the past. I thought I would try something new and I was very happy with the end result. So I'm happy with this font that I used. And now I'm also adding the hearts inside the cover to tie it in with the front. And this is also a great way if you don't have any enamel dots or you don't want to make splatters. You can just doodle hearts or circles or anything in there to add a little something. Of course, I have to add a little bit of washi, of course, because you know me, I love washi. And now I'm going to add a bunch of coloring sheets. She loves to color. It relaxes her. It is a self-care moment for her, and I have a bunch of coloring books because I started out with coloring before I started art journaling or anything else, and so I have a bunch of coloring books. I don't use them very often anymore, but because I do art journaling. But I had these I wanted to cut up, so I cut up some coloring pages for her, and I made sure that they would fit in her bullet journal. She has a Leuchtturm 1917 B5 journal, so it's a bit bigger, and I really mind the size of her journal so she could use it in her bullet journal, because I know she would want to use it in a bullet journal. So some of the coloring pages were too big for my pen pal folder, and I made my own gift bag with some wrapping paper. This is inspiration from Vivian from the Paper Letter blog. She did a video about that, I think months ago. But I never thought of making my own gift bags with wrapping paper. So thank you so much, Vivian, for giving me that idea. So I'm just making this bag with some wrapping paper. I'm gluing it together with some double-sided tape. after I made my gift bag for her, I wanted to add a little note on top of it. It doesn't say what's inside, but it says that I added some stuff for her to use in her bullet journal, and I kept in mind the size of her bullet journal. And now I'm taking my flow book for paper lovers to add a little writing paper, and when I opened it I saw this paper and it was perfect. So at first I thought I want to make an envelope with the paper, so that is why I took this piece of paper out, but in the end I decided not to, because I really liked this pattern with the collection that I was using. So I will write a little note on there for her with some positive reinforcements, and that she can do this, and that I love her, and that she can read that whenever she feels sad. So yeah, that's everything what is inside. And now I'm going to wrap it up with a bit of twine as a little package. I love to do that. You see me do this with almost all my flip books and mail with different kinds of ribbons or twine or anything. So that was the art journal page that I made before for her, and I add that to this gift bag, and I also add a little note. So if you want to see that page, I will leave a link in the eye for you so you can see how I made that. It's just on my YouTube channel, so you can check it out. And I add this little sticky with now you have a little piece of me with you, because I believe that a little piece of art reflects a bit of you. So now I'm going to weigh my mail, and I am over 100 grams. So I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to make this envelope pretty, because usually I try to stay within the 100 grams range, because that means I can use 3 stamps. But because we are in the Netherlands and this is mail for within the Netherlands, it is 4 stamps instead of 6, because abroad it is 6 stamps for over 100 grams, which is crazy. But yeah, so I will decorate the envelope. I'm going to use the washi that I also gifted to her. I love to tie everything together, my goodies, my envelope, and my washi tape, so that everything is a bit cohesive. And I am adding some double-sided tape under it, because we all know washi doesn't stick well, and it has to go through the mailing process and people will handle it. So better safe than sorry, I add a little bit of double-sided tape under it. After sticking everything down, I am going to doodle some on this envelope, because that fits this collection perfectly. Of course I do a doodly border because you all know me. And then I'm going to doodle some leaves and a few hearts on the envelope. I also decide to hand letter Mandy her name on the envelope with an Ecoline brush marker. I am a newbie at this. I didn't have a lot of practice, so don't tell me that it's messy. I know, I don't care. You have to practice to get better, so this is my way of practicing. And I picked this blue color. So everything that I used is listed down below in the description box, also with the color names. And some links, some are affiliate links and some are not. So have a check down there to see what the things are that I used. Then thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. And if you did, I would love it if you would leave me a thumbs up. I would also love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!